Hey guys, D1sco here, and today I noticed that like the PTB patch, not patch, no, the PTB sort of like note thing they do on Steam was available. Uh, trying to get, I'm trying to let you guys see, but it's tricky. I can't get you guys any closer. I'm literally out of space, but yeah. So I figured I would go ahead and read it now that I've seen it. I just watched the trailer for Nick Cage, not that the official trailer, not that long ago, and I read the developer update. If you did, I think that was yesterday as of recording this. So yeah, so today we're gonna read this. Important. Progress and save data information has been copied from the live game to our PTB servers on June 26, 2023. So I'm gonna have a lot of not of killers. Gonna have quite a bit of killers not to prestige one. Then, and yeah, that probably won't have any tiramisu. Probably won't have. I probably won't have the Nia outfit then. That's currently. Yeah, I shouldn't have that because yeah. So I'm gonna be missing quite a bit of stuff, but that's fine. Please note that players will be able to progress for the duration of PTB, but none of that progress make it back to the live version of the game. Just so you guys are aware, I really want to make a PTB video. The problem is I have a lot to do in this last week of the event and the Rift, so I don't know if I'm gonna get to this one or not. I'm gonna try, but I'm gonna prioritize um, the the sort of the I'm gonna prioritize trying to finish all that I have to do first, and if I want, I'm gonna, and if I get to a good place with it, then I'll go ahead and switch over. So, expect the PTB video to not be today, but hopefully soon. Um, Features. So they have the disconnected survivors will be replaced with bots. I'm very intrigued by that. I think that would be. I really like that change. Added support for new perks for bots, whatever plot twist and dramaturgy are. Those aren't in the game right now, so I have no idea what those are. Well, I know who the carry come from because it's right there, but I don't know what they do yet, so I'll read those and see. UI. Brand new character portraits added for survivors and killers. Probably not really going to see those because I have Binding of Isaac stuff, but I think that's cool. New visuals for store flags, limited time items, and new items across all menus. That's cool. Consent pop up now shows earlier. I also saw a pop up not too long ago that was weird content. New survivor, Nicolas Cage, perks. D- dramaturgy. Dramaturgy? I don't know. Activates while you are healthy. Okay, while running. Okay, press the as ability button 2 to run with knees high for 0.5 seconds and then gain 25% haste for 2 seconds, followed by an unknown effect, one of the following. I don't know what it means by to run with knees high. I don't really understand the wording of this perk very well right now. So you either get exposed for 12 seconds, 25% haste for 2 seconds, scream, but nothing happens, or you gain a random rare item in hand with random add-ons and drop it any held item. Okay. It sounds good. I just don't understand the knees high part and some of the other stuff of it, but it seems interesting. The same effect cannot happen twice in a row. Causes exhaustion for 60, 50, 40 seconds. Can't be used while exhausted. Okay, so it's just a normal exhaustion perk in that sense, but it does a lot of stuff. I'm intrigued by that because I don't fully understand its wording, but it sounds really cool. And it sounds very unique to what we currently have. Scene Partner activates when you are in the killer's terror radius. Whenever you look at the killer, scream, then see the killer's aura for 3, 4, 5 seconds. There is a chance you will scream again. If you do, you will see the killer's aura for an additional 2 seconds. Scene Partner then goes on cooldown for 60 seconds. Interesting. So you'll at least see their aura for up to 5 seconds, but you have the potential to see it again for an extra 2 seconds. So far, Nick Cage here sounds very unique in the sense of I don't in the sense of that his perks have do they have a chance to do other things. You know what I mean? And I think that's what's Nick Cage. I don't know how much they worked with actual Nick Cage for this, but the idea of Nick Cage being so far the only character where, you get sort of extra effects other than sort of just normal things, like, it's pretty cool. Just because I think it's cool. But that's just me. God, I'm so happy Nick Cage is coming to this game. I'm so excited to get this ad up, honestly. And now after reading it, two of its perks, I'm even more excited to get at him. I get that they will change, but I really hope a lot of these effects do stay because that would make him fun. I would like to have some fun with the game. No, again, I do have fun with the game. It's just, it's just I'm just like trying to say that like because Nick Cage's perks and whatnot are so unique, I'm very excited to play him and have fun with not only his perks but also with those extra effects. I'm very excited. Plot twist. That is a great perk name for Nick Cage. Activates when you are injured. Okay, so he does have so he's got one for killer rate for killer radius. He has one for being healthy. So this one you have to be injured to use. That's interesting. Press the active ability button too while crouched and motionless. So you have to be crouched and motionless and injured to silently enter the dying state. Right off the bat, gotta say, right off the bat, before we read the rest of it, it doesn't sound right off the bat. Plot twist sounds like a perk you don't want to use. Like it sounds like a perk you definitely don't want to use against a tunneler or anything like that because they're just gonna pick you up. This sounds like the type of perk so far to be used against, obviously not a tunneler because they're just gonna tunnel you. Like, why would you purposely put yourself into the dying state so they can get a hook faster? You know what I mean? But maybe. But it sounds interesting so far. When using plot twist to enter the dying state, you leave no blood pools. Honestly, that's really cool. Making no noise. So you're all right, and you can fully recover from the dying state. When you recover by yourself using plot twist, you are fully healed instantly, and you gain 50% haste for 2, 3, 4 seconds. This perk deactivates if you recover by yourself by any means. This perk reactivates when the exit gates are powered. Interesting. So it sounds sort of like no. It sounds like it has a similar effect to No Miter in the sense of No Miter allows you to pick yourself up to injured, but because of No Miter you can't get past that. This sounds like that part of it where you can pick yourself up from injured, but it sounds like it says it says you can fully recover from the dying state with it. So I'm assuming you could immediately go healthy. And I think it's really cool to like not make it too powerful. I think it's cool that at least right now it reactivates when the exit gates are powered. I think that's good because a lot of things can happen when the exit gates are powered. So being able to like use that perk again, I could see being like, useful, like if you're not by the killer and the exit gates aren't, like if you're injured and the killer just if you're if you're not by the killer, you could purposely put yourself into the dying state, try to find like I don't know a little corner, and then just like heal yourself all the way back to full health. Like I could see this perk. I could see a lot of uses for a perk like this. That might just be me, but it sounds pretty good, honestly. I do like how I do like it how it you can use it twice per match at least. I think that's cool. Updated killer. the Onryo, aka Sadako. Projection. Projecting to a TV now applies 3/4 of a second condensed to all survivors not carrying a cursed tape, was one side to nearby survivors. The time a TV is disabled after the Onryo projects to it has been reduced to 70 seconds, was 100 seconds. This can be further reduced using add-ons. The time a TV is disabled after the survivor removes the curse tape has been increased to 90 seconds, was 60 seconds. Projection now has a 15-second cooldown since there is no longer a range limit on the condemned effect. The limit is required for how frequently this can happen. So I don't know if you guys have seen my developer update video. If you haven't, I would recommend watching it, obviously. But I still think the projection changes sound good. I like how it seems like they're trying to give more ways to get condemned because right now in the game, I she as much as I like Sadako, she definitely is a character that needed some changes. Nothing against her, but like she had a lot of problems for a while. She just had so many problems, and this sounds like this sounds like a chance to at least get rid of some of those, to at least make some of those like. This sounds like a chance to get condemned to happen more, which I think is good because before there's no point in like there's a lot of ways right now. There's a lot of ways to get rid of condemned, so I'm happy they're trying some new stuff to make it happen more often. And also, I mean, the TVs, messing with them is fair since that's a big part of you playing as her, so that's fair. Curse tapes. Getting hit was a basic attack, while carrying a curse tape will apply one stack of condemned. I think that's good. If a survivor carrying a curse tape is hooked, a later survivors gain one stack of condemned and the tape is destroyed. I think that's cool that you cool. In case they're still holding it, I would never would unless if Psycho shows up. Speaking of Psycho, I went up against one on the new map, Toba Landing. It went horribly, as you could imagine, because I suck. But I did what I could. Holding a curse tape no longer passively builds condemned. Curse tapes can now be placed in any TV other than the one they were retrieved from. I think that's good because now you can do any TV. I hope they keep it similar to this, but I liked how before you could see the aura of like that TV and white till you put the tape in there. Just because I'm not great at finding, because I just feel like I wouldn't be great at finding TVs without that. So I hope there's still something like that in place. Demanifestation. The Onryo can no longer be stunned while demanifested. Chases are prevented when demanifested, making it more difficult to keep track of the Onryo's position. Demanifesting that removes bloodlust similar to recovered powers. I still think the demanifestation stuff is good, but that's just me. Hook grabs. Grabs from unhooking survivors have been removed. I, as I said in the developer update, I'm someone who never. I still Orange knows how to grab people, and he does it a lot. So I'm sure this will be upsetting for him because he can do hook grabs a lot more often than I can, and getting hook grabs was a big reason why. Was a big part of how we got some of the adepts we've gotten as killer, that he's gone for me because I can't play killer because I suck. But just think that that's an interesting change for my play style because I don't even know how to grab people anyways. I've never pulled it off once, so I'm okay with it. Um, this means an awkward minigame when unhooking has been eliminated, helping to improve the gameplay flow. You still aren't safe whilst unhooking, however, as the killer will still be able to hit you twice before you can escape. Not necessarily, but yeah. I mean, you're not safe, but you might not go down two times before you escape. It depends on the individual player. So anyone who's actually good at the game, but not me because I suck. Toolbox add-on updates. Brand new part, new functionality. New toolbox repair action is replaced with install brand new part. During the installation, you'll be faced with a difficult skill check. Upon succeeding the skill check, the generator's required charges are reduced by 10. This add-on is consumed after use. I believe before it allowed you to do like, I believe before it was like a timer. Like I believe it. I think it works similarly where you got like essentially one charge, but I think it did like I think it took out more progress or something. I don't fully remember. I haven't used it in a while. I might be talking out my ass here. I probably am. Killer perk updates. Coup de grace. Each time a generator is complete, Coup de grace grows in power. Gain 2 tokens with a maximum of 5 tokens at one time. Consumes 1 token to increase the distance of your next lunge attack by 70%, 75%, 80%. So, still similar to how it is, you just get more tokens now, so that's good. Claustrophobia. Every time a generator is complete, all windows and vault locations are blocked for like 20, 30 seconds. You see the aura, the vault locations blocked by claustrophobia for the duration. I think that's good. It's a lot better than it was before. Hangman's trick. I love how in an era the Scourge Hook Hangman's trick. Yeah, because they changed it. They're changing it to a Scourge Hook now. That is a pig perk. I always forget. I always forget if it's a Deathslinger or a pig perk because they. I feel just because like Hangman's I could see being either of them, but yeah, that's a pig perk. Get a notification when someone starts sabotaging a hook while carrying a survivor. See the aura of a survivor within 8, 9, 10 meters of a Scourge Hook. So now you'll see the aura from anybody by 4 hooked. What's it called? Oh, yeah, I'm wrong so much, I don't know why. Territorial Imperative, which is a Huntress perk, unlocks potential once aura rating ability. Survivors' auras are revealed to you for 4, 5, 6 seconds when they enter the basement. That sounds similar to how it worked before. And you are more than 24 meters away from the basement entrance. I believe that's slightly smaller. I believe that part is. From the basement entrance, territorial imperative can only be triggered once every 45 seconds. You're probably still not gonna get much value out of that. I get that they changed it, but like not that many, but like that many survivors, unless if they're going for the basement chest, are gonna even really go in the basement, unless if you either to get basement chest or someone's hooked down there. So you're probably not gonna get too much value out of that pack. What's happening? Sorry, I'm yawning so much again. I don't know why. Remember me. Each time your obsession loses a health state, which is how it works currently. But I like this version a lot better than than before the change. But that's just me. Gain a token. Each token increases the opening time. Of the exit gates by 6 seconds, up to a maximum of 12, 18, 24 additional seconds, because it's more seconds now than it was before. The obsession is not affected by Remember Me, so that's still the same. Crowd control. The entity blocks the window for 40, 50, 60 seconds after a survivor performs a rush bolt through it. Effects persists as long as the related hex totem is standing. Yeah, that's a lot better than it was before, because it used to be a lot less seconds, but now it's a lot more. So that's good. That's a pretty big buff, because it's a lot more seconds now than it was before. Trail of Torment. After kicking a generator, you become undetectable until the generator stops regressing. During this time, the generator's yellow aura is revealed to survivors. This effect can only trigger once every 80, 70, 60 seconds. I like how they buffed that. That's good. Survivor perk update. Okay. Per thyself. For every other survivor working on a generator within a 4-meter range, gain 6%, 8%, 10% repair speed bonus, which is a nerf from the current, from before this update. This same bonus is also applied to all other survivors within range. Survivors can only be affected by one per thyself effect at a time. They didn't mention it here, which is interesting, but they also removed the fact that they gave blood points, so that's fun. Um, God, I suck at this game. We're gonna live forever. Adjusted description to indicate that it works for all blinds, not just flashlights. As a good change. Blast Mine. Blast Mine activates after completing a total of 50% worth of repair progress on generators. After repairing a generator for at least 3 seconds, press the active ability button 1 to install a trap, which stays active for 100, 110, 120 seconds, which is a mega buff, not nerf. Blast Mine, I remember, has gotten buffed and nerfed a few times before this. I personally, I have it on my Jill, and I like using it, but like I never get value out of Blast Mine because the odds of a killer hitting that generator are very small. Because usually a lot of killers don't just ignore the gen. You know what I mean? If you're on it, they'll just ignore the gen, so they'll just go for you. And also the fact that you have to finish half of the gen is another big part of what, you know, if the killer shows up before you even get to that 50%, you can't blast mine the gen. Plus, if you do blast mine it, there's a good chance the killer's just going to go for you and then go back and kick the gen later. So the fact that it has more seconds now is good if that's kind of what they're doing, because you could lead them away, get downed, and potentially, and you should, and hopefully you still have, and you have a higher chance of still having time on your blast mine for them to hit the gen and activate it. So that's good. Affected generators will be revealed to all survivors by yellow aura. Only one trap can be active on a generator. When the killer kicks a trap generator, the trap explodes, starting them and blinding anyone nearby. Blast mine is then deactivated. I like the blast mine change. Wiretap. Wiretap activates after completing a total of 50% worth of repair progress on generators. After repairing a generator for at least 3 seconds, press the active ability button 1 to install a spy trap, which stays active for 100, 110, 120 seconds. Affected generators will be revealed to us the rest by yellow aura. Only one trap can be active on a generator. When the killer enters within 14 meters of the trap generator, their aura is revealed to all survivors. Damaging the generator destroys the trap. I like that change because wiretap will last longer now. Saboteur. See, hook auras in a 56-meter radius from the pickup spot if the survivor is being carried. Scourge hooks are shown in yellow. Unlocks the ability to sabotage hooks without a toolbox. Sabotaging a hook without a toolbox takes 2.3 seconds. That's actually a buff. Before it was 2.5, but now it's 2.3, so it's a little faster now. The sabotage action has a 70, 65, 60 second cooldown. Yeah, so basically what they did was they didn't touch purple's cooldown, but they actually decreased yellow and green's cooldown times by quite a bit. Breakout. When within 5 meters of a carry survivor, you gain the haste status effect, moving at 5%, 6%, 7% increased speed. The carry survivor's wiggle speed is increased by 25%. So that one's interesting because now you have to be a little closer to the carried survivor, and then you gain a hex status. You gain haste. I don't know if you always got haste, but at least now you get haste. So you move to up, 5, 6, or 7% increased speed. So you'd be moving faster around the killer. And then the survivor also will be able to wiggle be able to wiggle, have more wiggle speed. Buckle. So I like the breakout change a lot. Buckle up. While healing a survivor in the dying state, you both can see the killer's aura when completing healing, when completing healing survivor from the dying state to injured, both you and the healed survivor gain endurance for 6 and 8, 10 seconds. I like that change a lot. I forget what Buckle Up before this did, but it was quite a bit different. I think this, I think the change is good though. Smash it. After starting the killer as a pallet, break into a sprint 150% your normal running speed for 4 seconds. So they did acknowledge in the developer update that you're probably not going to get any value out of Smash It. And they're right. Like, they put in the developer update something about, like, it was obvious they knew it was tricky. Because even the people that made this game played this game. So, which I think is good that they play the game because it allows them to see sort of what's happening and they can kind of, not only get an idea for how the community's doing, but they also work with us and stuff, which is cool. But anyways, so yeah, now it causes the exhausted sounds effect for 30, 25, 20 seconds. This break cannot be used while exhausted. So that might sound good to you guys, because now the exhaustion lasts a lot less. I believe this probably has the least exhaustion of all the other exhaustion perks, like bounce landing, sprint burst, dead hard. All of those are a lot different now than they were before. But yeah, I like that change a lot. That was good. What else we got here? Spine chill. Get notified when the killer was in a 36-meter range. If the killer is within range and is looking at you with a clear line of sight, your speed while repairing, sabotaging, healing, unhooking, cleansing, blessing, opening exit gates, and unlocking is increased by 2, 4, 6%. The effect of spine chill lingers for 0.5 seconds after the killer looks away or is out of range. I used to use spine chill a lot, but the change before this one like nerfed it really badly, so I just completely stopped using it, just because I like how it worked before more. So I'm still not gonna use spine chill again yet, but I do. But I'm okay with the changes. It might not sound. I know. I don't know if that might be the exact wording it was before, because I know in the developer update they were talking about how they they were waiting to get a better system in place for, like, the deaf and hard of hearing players could actually like get a better notification, and now it's and now we do have a system like that now, so they removed that part of spine chill, and that was at least the only change they had said in that. So I don't know if it got any other changes at all. Killer tweaks. The executioner. If he comes within 10 meters of a cage, it will disappear and reappear elsewhere in the map. Used to be 5. Again, I don't know if you saw my developer update. If you did, then you're going to know exactly what I'm about to say. If not, I guess you're hearing it for the first time. But I didn't even know that was a thing, really. Just because I don't really play the game that often. No, I mean, I just don't really play the game that much, and so I don't fully know a lot of the changes and stuff. Like, I didn't even know that the hook would do that if you got close. Just because, again, I didn't even know that was I didn't even know that was a thing in the game to begin with. But yeah, I think that's a good change. So the Spirit Mother Daughter Ring, the movement speed bonus has been reduced. 25% was 40%. That's quite a bit of a nerf, but I mean it's Spirit. She's flipping OP as all heck. At least against me. She's Nurse is still the best. I mean, I think we can all agree Nurse and Blight are still the best too. But Spirit is right up there as well. My god, am I tired of getting destroyed by Spirit, but I suck, so that's never gonna stop happening. Dried Cherry Blossom. The killer instinct range of Dried Cherry Blossom has been reduced to 3 meters, was 4 meters. The reason why they changed that one or something was interesting. Something, but I do like the Spirit changes. I mean, it's a bit of a nerf, but it's nice. Um, so Ya the Yakuyoke amulet, Shiawase amulet, and Keion talisman. I butchered those names horribly. I apologize because I know for a fact I did. These add-ons will no longer cause Yamika's haunting to recharge faster. So basically, it is not in the description at all that they did that. Those free perks have a different function. They do the same thing, but it's like different. You know, it's different amounts. They do the same thing, but it's like different amounts. So you would use them for different reasons, and they have an intended function, but there was a sort of shadow speed boost to Yamiko hunting charging speed. It would recharge faster with those, even though that was not an intended thing for those free add-ons to do. So they nerfed that. They nerfed the sort of shadow thing it did because it wasn't even intentional. So that's interesting. Origami Crane. Origami Crane now increases the recovery rate of Yamika's hunting by 20%, was 10%. They did decide to. Oh yeah, the reason why the Origami Crane got buffed is because they got rid of that shadow thing. Because when they got rid of that, they decided to buff that. So I think that's a good change. And then the Rusty Flute now increases the recovery rate of Yamika's hunting by 40% with 25%. I like overall. I think Spirit got some good changes. The Hag Waterlogged Shoe. The movement speed boost has been increased to 7.5% with 4.5%. I think that's good. Mint Rag, the teleport cooldown has been reduced to 10 seconds, which I think is good. Because those perks do other add-ons, not perks. Those add-ons do other things. Have Eggshell and Cracked Turtle Egg. Have Eggshell now increased Phantasm Trap duration by 45% with 30%. And Cracked Turtle Egg now increases Phantasm Trap duration by 55% with 35%. I think hag changes are good as well, but I'm not a hag man, so I don't know. What will design? Rebalance on the Fractured Cowshed and Rancid Abattoir maps. Modified the layout of the map. Modified the main building access. I think that's a good change. I'm so bad that they're not going to matter for either side that I play, but I think it's a good change for actually good players. Globally changed the content on the Coldwind Farm realm, including more gameplays and the fence tiles. Coldwind Farm realm has received updated. The corn tiles was added detail. I think all that's cool. Bug fixes. Fix an issue where blockers would prevent players from navigating the mother dwelling map. I think that's good. I don't fully know what blockers mean, but whatever. Fix an issue in the Raccoon City police station where zombies would get stuck. That's a good issue. That's a good bug to fix. That was Nemesis's zombies. Steve and Chandra, as we call them here at Orange Disco Incorporated. Now they don't get stuck as much on that map, so that's good. Fix an issue where a survivor would clip through the doors of a locker in the Torment Creek map. That okay. That's a good fix. Fix an issue in the Fractured Cowshed where the clown's gas clipper through the walls. But they mean clip through the walls, but they spelled clipper through the walls. So yeah, that's a good change. I think I may have gone up against a clown on one of those maps not too long ago. I don't remember. I do think I vaguely remember it doing that. Actually, I can't remember, but I think yeah, but I do think it did some. It might have. I don't. But yeah, it's like no, I think I did notice it. It like goes for the walls on that map. Like it just for some reason I it's weird. So it yeah, it just clips through the walls. Like it just goes through a wall. But that getting fixed is good. Fix the collision issue on the Tournament Creek map. That's good. Fix the collision issue with the barn and the fractured cowshed map. That's good. Fix an issue where shows wrong error message of host unreachable. That's good. Fix an issue where shows corrupted data error pop up improperly. That's good. Fix an issue that causes loadout sometimes are equipped in trials when all match management settings are set to non in custom games. Okay, that's good though. To natively fix an issue that some players aren't able to unlock add-up achievements when meeting the requirements. So that one's interesting. In the developer update, they mostly talked about. They didn't mention Dredge at all. Dredge is the buggiest add-up that I know of. Dredge is Dredge needs to get some fixes for his add-up. Like he needs it. I believe those were for Singularity. I think. I believe the add-up thing was for Singularity. I guess Singularity had some add-up issues. Something about it was some. So they were mostly talking about Singularity, but I really hope that includes Dredge as well because Dredge is so buggy. It's still buggy to this day, I believe. So I would like for them to fix Dredge's, add-up because it's been buggy ever since its release because originally it was against yellow add-ons. If you bought yellow add-ons, you just couldn't get it. And then it was I don't know if they ever fixed that issue, but then there was another issue for to it where if you get the 4K and you get merciless and all that, if you teleported like during the end, at the end of the match, you don't make progress. So it has he has two separate glitches that rob you of it. I don't know if they fix either of them. I think the yellow add-on one might be fixed, but that would be the only one that I know of if it is fixed. But I could be wrong. Bots. Fix an issue where bots can't keep getting caught in the same trap if a pallet's not broken. Interesting. It's an issue that caused survivor bots repeatedly restart the use of their flashlights when attempting to blind a killer. Okay. Console. Fix an issue that caused trophies to not get updated properly when changing devices of PS4 or PS5. That's interesting. Fix an issue where Oryx cells expired at an incorrect time in Japan on Xbox. They can expire? Okay, I thought they couldn't. I also don't play. I also don't live in Japan, nor do I have any modern Xbox. So I have a 360, the second oldest Xbox possible. So I guess I don't have to worry about that change, but it is good. Fix an issue that caused the trial to be seen when entering tally screen by disconnecting the controller, waiting a short time, then reconnecting. That wording doesn't fully make sense to me, but good. Fix an issue that caused Attack on Titan charms to not being given on Switch. That's a good issue because those are about to leave, and they're going to leave with me not getting a single outfit from that collection, which sucks because I wanted to. I just was never in a position to, and now they're leaving, so I'm really not going to get them. So screw me, I guess. To natively fix an issue which caused error 8.001 happens on Windows Store. Okay. Fix an issue which caused the subtle on setting to be disabled when restarting the game. Interesting. Oh, subtitle on setting. Yeah. Characters. Fix an issue that caused many killers to not follow the rule of looking down after successfully hitting a survivor. Don't fully. I guess I mean the blood cleaning animation, because in the blood cleaning animation, the killer like looks down to like wipe the blood off, or in Michael's case, to just look at his weapon, stuff like that. So I guess that's what they mean. Like I guess the killer, I guess some of the killers, I guess many killers would just keep looking. I don't fully get that actually, but interesting. Fixing an issue that caused some killers to not follow the rule of looking down when damaging a generator. Interesting. I might be. I think I'm correct because about the first change. I think these are good so far though. They're just little issues, but it's good to fix them. Fix an issue that caused Ghostface to fail to play the attack animation, instead play the standing up animation when performing a basic attack while crouched. Interesting. Fix an issue that caused the clown's afterpiece bottle in his left hand to become invisible during the reload animation when reloading bottles at the clown. Interesting. It fixed an issue that caused the VHS tape model to remain in survivors' hands even after they inserted it into a TV. Okay. As the Wraith, the lingering undetectable status effect icon is correctly displayed when uncloaking with the ghost suit add-on equipped. Okay. And now it has a more robust strategy to prevent becoming stuck in orbital on top obstacles. Okay. Survivors no longer get stuck with a lame configuration when they get down while picking it up. The HUD no longer can disappear after triggering the shape standing worry. The Demogorgon strat is no longer cancelled when pressing the escape key. How do you, I guess you cancel it a different way now, I guess. Also, the Demogorgon change kind of surprises me considering he's, you know, technically in a way not in the game. He is, but like you have to bot him for you to still have access. So it's kind of an interesting choice to say. With brilliant afterpiece antidote close to an obstacle, the emanation will no longer incorrectly become an afterpiece tonic. Okay. The change bar now correctly visibly depletes on items dropped by Fragment's demise until the player leaves and returns to the dropped item. Skill checks which hit the edge of the success zone during the Merciless Storm are no longer handled as fails. That's a good buff because I'm pretty sure that's screwed me a lot of times. I'm not bad against Merciless Storm. Actually, I'm terrible against Merciless Storm. I am the worst against Merciless Storm. I've successfully done it a few times, but most of the time I fail one. In fact, a match I had not too long ago, there was a kill. There was at least one killer that had that perk, Merciless Storm. I failed every time it gave me the skill checks. I failed it on the first one because I suck against Merciless Storm because I just suck at the game in general. So that's fun, but I think that's a good change. It now allows you to get to you now. There's more of a chance to get a success now because the edge just now also counts instead of being a fail because apparently it was handled as a fail before, so that's good. Survivors can no longer see the red stain or hear the tear radius when the Demogorgon uses a portal. Interesting. The Death Slinger's projectile is no longer cancelled when a survivor performs a rushed action. Okay. That's a good change, honestly. The Black Ward now works correctly when controlling Victor at the end of the trial. Cool. Add-up achievements are now correctly unlocked in all cases when meeting the requirement. I don't know. Requirements, that's good. So that part should be dredge. So that's good. The make hit bonus progression on a great skill check now have the correct values. Nice. When Wesker performs a virulent bound on a fully infected survivor vaulting a pallet or window, the survivor will no longer incorrectly be grabbed and slammed. Okay. Hex Face the Darkness no longer incorrectly affects survivors on hooks. Okay. The hindered stats effect from the waterlogged shoe had hag add-on no longer persists indefinitely when two survivors trigger the phantasm trap and remain inside the radius. Okay. The cannibal no longer takes too long to reach maximum max speed when using the carburetor turning guide. Nice. The nurse can no longer start holding the killer power button when a blink is not currently charged to be able to blink once it becomes charged. Thank you, behavior. That's one less tool for them nursemaids to give the rest of us a chance. Let's go! Take that, nursemaids. The nursemaids are gonna find my house and kill me. But yeah, I just think that's a good. I think that's a really good change to fix, because I feel like a lot of nurse players probably, if they knew about that, probably took advantage of it so that way they could blink as soon as it's available. But now that they can no longer just, I mean now you can hold. You can hold down the killer power button, but now that it's different, that's good. The shape is no longer returned to level 1 of Evil Zen if someone disconnects during the standing Mori. That's good. I didn't even know that was a thing, but it feels weird knowing that Michael got a change, because Michael hasn't been touched in a super long time. I'm very upset that there was nothing about Trapper in here, because I would like to see some changes for Trapper. I'd like to see Trapper just work that much better. I'm not saying he's a bad character, I'm just saying was how little they refused to give Trapper changes. I would have liked to see him get a change, but Michael has waited a long time for a change as well, so I'm very happy with that. Now that's better. There's a blood gone, so that's good. UI fixed an issue. I don't know why there's two apps at the start of that fix. It's weird. Where the loadout page is reset when the host changed the match management setting. Okay. Fixed an issue which prevented adding a fourth bot due to player lists overlapping the button. That's good. That's a good fix. Fix an issue where icons that should not be visible are visible while observing other players. That's good. Fix an issue where the challenge tracker is dismissed too fast. Okay. Fix an issue where the currency tooltip is behind survivor names in the lobby. Okay. Alright, so I read all of it now. There was a lot more in here than the developer update. Like, a lot of these character things weren't there, if I remember correctly. A lot of it was the same, they just had a bit more to say. They didn't mention the successful report feedback at all on that, which I thought was interesting. That was something that they didn't. I think that's the only thing they didn't mention that was from the developer update. Sorry, I just wanted to look at. Oh yeah, because Killer Tweaks, they only said they had a bit more to say about that. Like they explained it a bit more, but and then they talked about the farm maps a lot. But yeah, and then that was it. It just ends with that. They said nothing about about any other characters. So I'm very happy that in the PTB, I'm just happy how. We'll just get back to it real quick. How in the PTB here, the UI fixes are good. All of these changes, though, all these bug fixes with characters, I'm very happy about, especially the Michael one, because he could use it. The Nurse one is nice, because I suck against Nurse, so any weapon we can take away from Nurse is good, because she's still going to be the best, but, you gotta get rid of the weapons we can get rid of, right? The add-up achievements not correctly unlocking is good. Means they fixed. That should mean that all of Dredger's bugs are fixed, and any other characters that had a buggy add-up. But yeah, all the character changes I'm very happy for. The console changes I'm pretty happy about as well. The bot changes are good. The bug fixes here are pretty good. The level designs is good. They kept it short and sweet, unlike which is nice. The killer tweaks, they still are the free characters, but those are good. All the perks, I'm happy that for the perks here, I believe they didn't mention we're gonna live forever, or at least they did. But it was kind of like it was a lot more wordier than this. Like I really like we're gonna live forever's description here and these and this because it's a lot shorter. It's more to the point, and it just makes more sense to me. And I'm happy to have basically read the descriptions of all the new perks, just to get a feel for them. The killer perks sound really good as well for the most part. The toolbox add-on updates is sounds pretty good because all of it was brand new part, but no, it works different ways, so that makes sense. The hook grab sounds pretty good, at least from a survivor standpoint. The Sadiko changes sound pretty good. The and then Nicolas Cage's add-ons or his perks sound really good. I'm very excited to play as Nick Cage and test out his perks and stuff. Then these UIs sound interesting at the new portraits. I'm excited. I hope those new portraits they should be on PS4 when the game goes live, assuming it stays. So I am excited to see them. See the new UI pictures. I hope they've updated. I'm curious as to like exactly what that means. Uh, the bot stuff up here sounds pretty good, and yeah. Thank you guys. That will do it for me now that I've heard everything and kind of gave you my last final opinions. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Oh, it ends Monday, July 10th. Good to know. Don't have very much time then, but that's good to know. I have 5 days. In 5 days, oh my god. In 5 days, I have to finish my grind in the normal game, which I'm already stressed it's all heck about, and work on the PTB in 5 days. Okay, I'm gonna try my best to do this for you guys, but yeah. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share the video, do all the extra garbage. It helps us out a lot. It means a lot to us. And yeah, all of this sounds really good. I'm very excited to play the PTB. I hope I will be able to. They only gave us they only gave us 5 days apparently because I think this is me recording this. I believe was day one. So yeah, I just really weird that they only gave us 5 days. I feel like PTBs before this I think might have been a week or something like that. Not sure why this one is only 5 days. I guess because it's only Nick Cage, but that's new. But still, I would have liked for it to be longer so I can ensure that I have more time because I'm already stressed as to this. But yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.